and motivate teams. You know, I see Dr. Habib doing that constantly. Only back there, I knew her from the short family. I knew her the way she started. The way she is now is totally different from how I knew back then. So the responsibility is on us to build leaders within our company. We're not going to look outside to bring people to come and lead us. Because if we do that, they probably come in with their own culture. Like somebody rightly asked me during the last seminar, he said, how do you build your culture? You build your culture by asking yourself, what do you want your company to be known for? As we are reciting the 110 Academy anthem just now, I'm like, that is a culture right there. Billionaires of integrity, honest, humble, hardworking, patience, perseverance, commitment to charity. Values here, right there. Do we have our own values written down? Our members, do they know it? Do we live that value? Because it's a different thing for it to be written. It's a different thing for us to do it on a continuous basis. Recently, we had somebody come to our business and he was trying to help us with our branding, our marketing. And when we were done with the meeting and he told us how much we were going to pay, one of my staff said, Auntie, this thing he's talking about, we can do it ourselves. I said, if we can do it ourselves, why didn't we do it ourselves since? Now we asked somebody to give us ideas. You now want to steal his idea. I said, that it is not done. Even if I don't have the money, I will not do what he said. Because that means I'm stealing his idea. I would rather save up and pay him that money so he can come and implement it for us. Because about Moshe, we won't have called him in the first place. And a lot of us do that in our businesses. You steal people's idea. You call a consultant to come and tell you something. Eventually, when that consultant talks to you, tells you all the things you're supposed to do, then you go and implement it and tell the consultant, and then you say integrity is a value in your business. Look, it is not do as I say anymore. It is do as I do. You are role modeling for your teams. What you are doing is setting an example. You are cutting corners with NEPA. You are removing all the lines for your AC from the NEPA meter. And you are telling your staff, we are honest. When everything you are doing is contrary to what you are saying. The things we do, the things we even think, and the things we say must be in alignment for us to be able to have progress in our businesses. To become a billionaire, you cannot work alone. You need to build systems. You need to build systems in place. If you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, you go together. Founders versus operator, why we need a strong team? We need them to be able to help us achieve our visions. The myth of the lone genius entrepreneur is outdated. Mo lè ṣe, mo lè dá ṣe. Kí ló ń ṣe náà tí mi ò lè ṣe? Like Mrs. Adetuji said, you just end up being burnt out. It is a strength to delegate. It is a weakness to take on everything everybody else is supposed to do. That you are paying them to do on yourself. Kò ṣe dáadáa. So because they didn't do it well, You now take it back. In addition to what it is you are supposed to do, instead of train them to do it well. Some of us, we don't even have training ongoing in our businesses. A lot of us train when the staff comes in. Some of us have handbooks that are not comprehensive. Like Mrs. Adetunji mentioned, Convenient University, over 200 pages of students' manual. Do we even have 20 pages? And you know why they're like that? Because Pastor Oyedepo is a reader. You know, when you see pastors that read, the way they deliver is different. It shows in everything they do. So it's not just going to say, we want your money, just come to school. She said, Titiba, you must not spit on the floor. It's there. How to dispose garbage is there. So you will not say you don't know. We have a lot of employees that don't even know what our mission statement or the vision of the business is. They don't know what we're trying to achieve, and they don't know how we're trying to do it. The biggest business empires were built by visionary founders who surrounded themselves with capable people. I just said it now. Elon Musk, Steve Jobs, Oprah, they all built companies powered by their elite teams. The founder sets the vision, but the team executes it. You will say, this is the vision of my business. It is the team that will let you be able to do it. Like I tell my staff always, when you are in my business, you are here, and a customer comes in contact with you, you are no longer Ronke or Gladys. You are Sunflower. You are the face of the business. So if your staff and your team members are the face of your business, and they don't exhibit the value and the culture of the business, then you have failed. Because constantly they need to be reminded of what it is that we are trying to do. Your team is not a cost center, it's the engine of wealth creation. That is why it's important for us to pay them well. Pay them as well as you can afford. If what you can afford is not a lot, look at ways to earn more money so you can pay them well. I listened to an interview with Ambitious and Dr. Abib said, and Dr. Abib said, none of his staffs leave for another business. When they leave to create their own because nobody will pay them as well as he does. Can we say that? Most of us can't say that. Because our staff, they're one leg in, one leg out. They always, please, can we all switch off our phones to avoid all this distraction? Please, let us do that. Switch off your phones. Put it on plane mode. Remove your alarm clocks so we can concentrate. What we're talking about is very important. The element of a high-performing team. There's shared vision and purpose. So what makes a team high-performing? First, a shared vision. Everybody knows why they are there and what they are building and how we intend to do it. Clear roles and responsibility. Some people just come to work. They don't even know what it is that they're supposed to do. Do we have staff daily manual? When you come in on Monday, this. These are the processes in place. This is what is expected of you. This is what you're supposed to do part-time. This is when you call the customer. This is when you do the bookkeeping. This is when you do your sales for the day before. This is when you do stock keeping. Do we have it written down? Do they even know what they're supposed to do? Is there a timetable for our staff? Because we go around with a to-do list. Do they have a to-do list of what is expected of them daily? So they won't be confused about what they're supposed to do. Because you just see some people go to work and they're on their phone all the time. Because there's no clear role and responsibility telling them this is what you're supposed to do. Some people go to work and they sit down. I mean, they're on social media. They are laughing, they are posting all your time. Because you have not told them what they're supposed to do. And there's no penalty for their misbehavior. That is one thing I noticed in Nigeria. There's no consequences to people's action. So because of that, they run riots. I used to live in the US. And there was a time when I got there, I was working at McDonald's, like Mr. Biggs. And one day, because what you're supposed to do when you come in is you clock in and then you clock out. It's the computer that calculates how many hours you work and pay you for that hour. So I got to work that day and I forgot to clock in. I did not remember until the end of the day. And I went to meet the manager. I said, sir, I forgot to clock in. He said, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. The payment is not done manually, it's done by the computer. If you are 1 minute late, it will deduct it. If you are 1 hour late, it will deduct it. If you don't call, you will not get paid. So there's nothing I can do. Till I left the US, I never forgot. I never forgot. My clocking, but you know, we see that in Nigeria. There's opening time, there's closing time. They're supposed to come at 8. They come at 9:30. And they'll tell you it was because the rain. Okadas splashed water on my clothes. Knowing that after all this story, you will still pay them their full salary at the end of the month. Ask my staff. You don't get their full salary. You come in late, I deduct it. You don't come, you don't get paid. Because I realize that people take it for granted in Nigeria. They'll come and tell you story. My mother was sick. I was not feeling fine. I was not, and they will not come to work. Out of that 23 working days, they will come 19 or 17, and they expect to be paid fully. If there's no consequence to their action, they'll keep doing that. So when I came back to Nigeria and I started my business, we resumed 7:30, we close at 6. You are 1 hour late, I deduct. You don't come, I deduct. Ask them, that is how I pay. They always come. The rain does not disturb them. On Independence Day, it was raining cats and dogs. Because we opened 7 a.m. on Independence Day. The latest person that came 6:33. Somebody was there 6:19. Yes! Because I told them, people that come early on Independence Day, they get cash gifts. Every one of them got. Because, you see, we don't understand that. There has to be an incentive to what they are doing. And there has to be a consequence to the things they don't do. We have to do that. There has to be a balance. You can't tolerate nonsense and expect your business to grow. It won't grow. If you are being kind to them on a continuous basis, there should be a time for reprimand too and consequences to the action. And you see, a lot of us, we are afraid to lose staff because we're thinking, who will replace them? So because of that, we tolerate nonsense. Our businesses cannot grow like that. And we cannot become generous billionaires like that. We need to have stiff measures concerning misbehavior. There's a culture in the business that the things that we're supposed to do, that is expected of them. Like I said, they're not a cost center because we all always think of how much we're going to pay them. They are the engine of wealth creation. If you want to scale your business, you want it to be big, you need your team people. And you need to have that at the back of your mind. Don't be thinking of them as only as I'm oh, you can't do it alone. Can we do it alone? No. So we need to let them know what is expected of them. Is this thing dead? So we need to let them know what is expected of them and appreciate them for what they do. So what makes a high performing team? First, a shared vision. Everyone knows what we're supposed to do, what we're building, clear rules and responsibility. There must be a psychological safety. Your staff must feel that their opinion matters, that when they're going through stuff, they can come to you, that they trust you, that you care about them. I always tell my staff, what am I always telling you? I say that all the time, but they know constantly the mobile water. Abi? Because the things I do, the concerns I have, it's not just about the business. Because I tell them, I said, look, if at home there's issue, you're not happy, your mind is not together, you can't help my business. I mean, you don't know that. Especially when you have female staff. Ha! They will bring it into the business. So you have to have conversations with them. You have to let them know, I've got you. I might not be able to solve all their problems, but I think we do well. Because when they come in the morning, they take their picture and send it to me for me to see what time they got to work. This thing is fumbling. Okay, ló ń ṣẹlẹ̀? Thank you. Okay, so I'm holding it wrong. I should do like this. Okay, ṣe. Wọ́n lé mi ni mò ń ṣe, èmi ni mò ń fìjẹ̀wé ṣe o. Okay, so we need to let them know that we've got their back. You know, Dr. Abi told me one time, he said, don't hire people that you can't invite into your home to eat with you. So when you're hiring people, don't just hire anybody. Don't look at just the skills. Look at the attitude, the behavior. Ask yourself, are they trainable? There's some people that are not trainable. Some people are fixed in their way. And there's some people, they know it all. They know it all. So there's nothing you can say that, this thing I've been doing for 15 years, and I want to teach you. That is why I always say, don't hire experts. Hire people that are trainable, and you train them with your culture and your values. So you must have that at the back of your mind. When you're hiring anybody, ask yourself, can I invite this person into my home? Can I see this person as family? And if the answer is no, don't hire them. Character is key in all that we do. Character is the foundation. If you go around academic suits, you see there are posters on the wall saying, we don't teach people how to be nice. We simply hire nice people. You can't teach people to be nice. There's some things that are foundational error or bringing background. Some people are always squeezing their face all the time. Even if you give them money, they'll smile for 1 second and squeeze. And the Chinese people have said, somebody that does not have a smiling face should not open shop. So if someone is always squeezing, there's always something wrong. They're always unhappy, they're always miserable. And you bring them into your business thinking you can help them change their misery. The best team have complementary skills. Complementary skills are different non-competing skills that when combined become more effective. Like someone, it's like you telling someone to call your customers and then you give it to the person that her voice is always seeming as if she's sleeping. Not the happy one, not the chippy one. The one that her voice is sleepy, maybe she's good at bookkeeping. But the one that is very happy is the one that you should put on the phone. Do we understand? So our team can't have, everybody can't be the same thing. But they must have, it's like marriage. You know, sometimes we always say likes attract or opposites attract. The wife might be very quiet, the husband is very outgoing. They work together to form a beautiful balance. But if everybody is always talking and everybody is always going to parties and both of you are always all over the place, wala mawa. So we're going to have a team of people with different qualities that come together and they complement each other for us to be able to achieve our aim at the end of the day. And there's different stages of team development. Stages of team development, Chapman's model. There's the forming stage, the storming stage, the norming stage, the performing stage, and the adjoining stage. Teams don't become high performing overnight. They need to go through all these phases. The forming stage is the first stage. This is the initial stage where individuals are introduced to the team and project, leading to orientation, like Mrs. Adetunji said, her son is getting admission into Covenant. Them giving them a staff a student manual is the forming stage. We're introducing you into what is expected of you. So when you get someone that is working in your business for the first time, and you don't introduce them into the culture, the vision of the business, how do you expect them to run? How do you expect them to function well in the business? So the first stage is usually the forming stage. He helps them get acquainted, establishing basic structure and goals. Team members are usually optimistic at this stage, but they're not sure about their roles yet. You know, when you hire someone new, where is your mission? Is all, I want to learn. I want to learn, I don't know what to do yet. So that is the forming stage. The second stage is the storming stage. Team members, team development, which is characterized by conflict, disagreement, competition, personalities emerge, and people start to assert themselves. They are new. Now you see that this one doesn't get along with this one. This one is overbearing. This one is, I know it all. The norming stage is usually the storming stage is people trying to get to know each other, trying to figure out everybody's temperament. Who would work better with who? Who would be in charge of this one? It's usually people fighting. I had that when I had new staff. Somebody would say somebody said something, they're just getting to know each other, they're being introduced into the system. The norming stage is the third stage. Now, conflicts are being resolved. We are telling you, don't do this way. It will upset this one. We're trying to normalize. Norming is normalizing things. Common grounds are established and strong relationships are developed, leading to unity, cooperation as the team focus on shared goals. Everyone now has clear roles and responsibility. There's increased trust. You see, when I was working in the US, they usually have, when somebody new comes into the business, they usually have someone like, kí ló máa ń pè yẹn náà? someone that will handhold you. When you come in, they'll tell you, okay, this is your, like a chaperone. This is the person that is going to teach you the things that you need to do. Orientation. I'm sorry? Your handler. Thank you so much. This is the person that is going to be teaching you what you need to do. And then if you have any issues or any question, you can ask the person. So we need to have that in our business system. And then we need to have a training session. Before they put you on the floor, 1 month before, we're training. They hire you for 1 month, they're training you, teaching you the culture, the things you're supposed to do. And you are shadowing someone. They don't put you on the floor to do the work yourself. Your handler is doing it, they're letting you see it. So we need to do that to make the transition easy for them. You can't just pick somebody up from the street because you've hired them and just put them on the ground and say, oh yeah, be doing it. They will do what they know how to do, which a lot of time is usually nonsense. So we need to have that process, like an onboarding process, for them to learn how our businesses are run, the culture, what is expected of them, for them to be able to do it well. Then the performing stage, which is the fourth stage. This is the stage of leaving the baby to walk. You know, when a child learning how to walk, we handhold them because their steps are very unsteady. So we are still handholding you. We're showing you what it is that you're supposed to do. The norming stage, the performing stage, Ajo Lori Furare. Sometimes they will still fall. Abi, you don't leave a child that just started learning how to walk. Once you leave her hand, she will fall. She's still clutching up to some things, but she's learning to walk herself, which is the performing stage. In the performing stage, maturity has set in, and the team perform at peak efficiency and cohesion. Everyone now has clear understanding of their roles, and no more fighting, high morale with minimal supervision. This is the stage we want people to get to. So we don't have to be there. We have to learn to die while we are alive. If you're on the platform, that is what we're talking about. How to run a business, how to a business can thrive in your absence. You would have heard Dr. Habib say to die while you are alive. Learn to leave them to run the business and you move back. That doesn't mean you won't be in the scenario, but you want your business to be able to run in your absence and in your presence without your interference or minimal interference. And the last stage is the adjourning stage, which is the final stage. The team will now disband after accomplishing their goals. They're finishing the task. We're celebrating achievements or we're reflecting on the things that didn't go right. We should always do that. After the Independence Day sale that we had on Tuesday, on Thursday, I told them, have you called the customer? Have they given us feedback? What did we? And they were saying, people were impressed. I said, no, I'm interested in the people that had complaints. Because that is what will make us improve. Don't be interested in people saying, yeah, you're doing well, you're doing well. It is good to do well, but you want to hear a constructive criticism. And don't take it negatively when people say things about your business that is not palatable. Yoruba will say, Otito Koro. So I said, I'm not interested in you are doing well. Give me the ones that had complaints. So the adjourning stage is when you now say, okay, we've done this project, we've achieved our goals. What did we learn? Because if we don't learn from our mistake, we keep making it over and over again. And life has a way of teaching you to keep teaching you the same lesson until you learn. By fire, by force. So that's what the adjourning stage is. So your job as a founder or as a leader is to guide your team through these stages without getting stuck. guide them through the stages without getting stuck. I read it in a book. It said, look, if they can do it 60% the way you can do it, it's okay. It is practice that makes progress, not even perfect. Practice makes progress. Once they keep practicing it over and over again, you would even find out that they might even be able to do it better than you. But when you are giving it to them, you want them to do it exactly like you. The problem is you did not remember how long did it take you to get to where you are. You've been doing this business for 20 years. You just brought someone 1 week after you brought her in. You expect her to do it exactly the same way that you've been on it for 20 years. It's not possible now. So we need to have patience. And if they are doing it 60%, normally 65, 70, 80. And before you know it, they can even do it better than you. Because one of my own affirmation is I have people on my team who do things more better than I can. That's what I want. For them to be better than I can do it. Because if I can do it all by myself, I won't be asking people to come and join me. So we need to have that at the back of our mind and not bewa olishe and then take it back. You don't want to take it back. You want to let them be able to do it perfectly without each. Practical team building techniques. It depends on the kind of work that you're doing, but I think basically all of us should hire for character. Even if you are a business that needs fine faces to be in your front desk, I'm sure you will not hire somebody that has a fine face and a stinking behavior. It has to be you have a fine face and your character is nice. So let us focus more on their character than their skills because skills can be learned. Whatever it is you want them to do, you can teach them. But when somebody has a very terrible attitude, there's hardly ever anything you can do about it. And when they say something like when you put a rotten apple in the midst of fresh ones, before you know it, all the apples around will start getting rotten. That is why they will say, show me your friend, I'll tell you the kind of person you are. So you can't say, oh, this person is very good, he's very skilled, very talented, he knows his onions, but the attitude has question mark. And because of that, she said, because of the skill he has, let us tolerate him. He will mess everybody up. So let us hire for attitude, not aptitude. For character, not skill. Of course, you can't hire somebody that is doing bookkeeping and they don't know how to balance their sheets. You understand? They have to have the basic skill, and the other ones that you can teach, you will teach. Your culture, they're not going to bring it in. Your values of your business, they're not going to bring it in you. You will have to teach them that. Culture first on onboarding. Onboarding means once you are bringing them into the business, you are introducing them into the business, you are telling them what your values are, what is expected. And then clear KPIs and OKRs. Mrs. Adetuji mentioned KPI earlier. KPI means key performing indices. It is a measurable value that shows how effectively a company is achieving its key business objective. How effectively are we achieving what we're supposed to achieve? It is used to track progress towards goals. It's used to measure success, focus effort on critical areas, and make data-driven decisions to foster growth and improvement. The OKR stands for Objective and Key Results. This is a goal setting framework that defines a significant, define goals and provide measurable success criteria to track progress and determine if the objectives have been achieved. The difference between KPI and OKR OKR is a strategic framework, whereas the KPI is a metric that exists within the framework. For a broad, high-level strategic plan, use the OKR, not the KPI. So we need to also set up regular check-ins, not just to track progress, but to build relationship. We need to, they said delegation is not abdication. I've told you to go and do it, so that's it. You need to check in and see, is she doing it? Is she doing it right? Is he doing it the way I said you should do it? Or they're doing it the way they know how to do it? You know? There was a day my husband was complaining. He said, oh, our housekeeper was not washing his glass cubicle hell in the bathrooms. And I said, does she have glass cubicle in her house? The person that does not have glass cubicle, for all you care, maybe it's the pit latrine that they use. So it is left for us to teach her. So don't worry, I'll teach her how to do it. But I'm not going to be doing it for her. He said when she comes back next week, Monday, because we don't automatically assume that everybody knows just because it's a norm to you. It's not a norm to a lot of people. They come into your space, you are telling them, use this mop. You don't use the mop for the inside, for the outside, for the toilet. They're looking at you as, what? Kimi Yato. Because you don't have the understanding of it. It is you that knows what you want in your business. It is left to you to train them how to do it. Because you will see it on their faces when you are reminding them that they don't get it. So that is why it is so important for us to keep training, keep checking in, track their progress, build a relationship. Talk to them about their children, their dreams. If your business is still small like my own, because I don't know how many staff, Doctor, allow me to want to talk to about their children and their dreams, or have a one-on-one with, because I have a one-on-one with my staff, because the staff strength is not as big as, there's some things you'll be doing now that you cannot do later. Or maybe when you have an organogram, you have somebody in charge of that. So if you can still do it now. Encourage cross-functional projects to break silos. People from different departments coming together to work together. Team building is ongoing, not a one-time event. Like Dr. Abib always tells us, be a professional hire, Abi. Keep hiring. Don't get tired of hiring, firing, and retraining. He said, because even the people that are with you now that are doing amazingly well, they will eventually leave. So it's an ongoing process. Don't say, it's going to be a whole lot of headache to hire someone. And before anybody leaves, like Mrs. Adetuji said, get people ready to step in. Don't let one person be a superstar. That the person will now leave. Everything you built will now crash. Because it's only that person that knows everything. So simultaneously, let us train our staff. We have training at Sofa every Thursday, every week. Every week, we train. You're not just training them on the structures of your business, you're even training their mind, the way they think, the things they believe. Because if they're very negative, they will come into your business and start producing negative vibes. And a lot of people are negative. A lot of people, you'll be shocked. A lot of people are negative. Very few people are optimistic, positive, even about the society, even about what is happening in their company. So you don't want negative vibes. You know, we're all vibrating at different frequency. Negative vibes vibrate very high. Why motivation is key. Why motivation is the fuel. Even the best team fails without motivation. There was a story I read in, said it was Seth Godin that said it. He said there was this guy, he went to a hotel, and the barista at the coffee place was very nice, very chippy, very outgoing, very friendly. And he asked him, he said, "Do you like your job?" And the guy said, "I love my job." And he asked the guy, "Why would you say you love your job with so much passion and, you know, feeling?" He said, "Because I do." She said, "So what does this hotel do that makes you say you love your job?" He said, "Because every manager that goes by you asks you if you're doing okay. And you know when they ask you, they're not asking you just for the sake of asking. They're actually interested in what it is that you're doing. That I feel loved, I feel seen, and I feel what I do matter." He said, "But you know, like in Iloimbo, you know people don't have one job. You have people living abroad, they usually have one or two jobs." He now said, "You know, I have this job, this same thing I do here at Caesar's Palace. Maybe it's at Hilton. I do this at Caesar's Palace. But at Caesar's Palace, when I get there, I can't wait for the day to be over. Because the managers are always looking to catch you doing something wrong. They don't care about your feelings. They just want you to get the job done. So the same person in two different establishments and two different behavior. One cares, one doesn't. Just do the job. I don't care about how you feel. I don't care if your child is sick. Say you took on share. And the other one showing empathy. They catch you doing something right. So they can say, "Oh, this is so nice. Oh, well done. This matters. This is good initiative." Same person, no. So that is essentially telling us that the staff we have can be a superstar if we give them the right stuff. And they can be horrible if we don't give them the right stuff. So motivation is not once in a while, it's something ongoing. And if we don't motivate our staff, our businesses will not grow. You can have the best strategy, the best tools, even the best people, but if they're not motivated, nothing moves. Motivation is what turns potential into performance. And it has to be done daily. There are two types of motivation. It's the extrinsic motivation and the intrinsic motivation. Extrinsic is money, or cocoa, bonuses, rewards, commission, profit sharing, you know. I'm sorry? 13 months, paid leaves, anything that has to do with money, sha. Money is important, though. It is, oh. It is a very good motivator for a lot of people. I know in academic suite and Ibadan Central, we do profit sharing. If they are doing the work, why can't we share the profits? You can do commission based on, don't just pay salary, always look for other ways to give them additional. Because we all need money. Oh. Like my husband was saying, he said, whenever I send money to your daughter and she does a video call, that smile on her face, all that attitude will be showing. Everybody is like that, even me. Penny. If you alert down, you will smile. Automatic. And nothing. Have you ever like, everybody likes money. Oh. We all do. So let us look for ways to compensate them using money bonuses, intrinsic. Let them know what they're doing matter. Appreciate what they're doing. Let them have ownership of the business as if it is my own. Because I always ask my staff, if this was your business, what would you do? Let them feel we're in this together. Let us not have kokomi attitude because it matters. How, you see, somebody said, I might not remember what you said or what you did, but I'll never forget how you made me feel. Feeling is the secret though. How do you make your staff feel? Do you make them feel loved, make them feel seen, make them feel they matter, make them feel valued? As a leader, your job is to create a system that cultivates both the extrinsic and the intrinsic. That is the money, the meaning, the purpose, the bonuses, the award, gbogbo ẹ̀. Without it, your vehicle, your business will go nowhere. If we're not doing that, our business will not progress. This one is not an amen or a not amen situation because we can't do it alone. If you need to be in your business all the time, you'll be limited by what only you can do, which is not a lot. No matter how hardworking, how you only have 24 hours in a day, and you cannot do the job of 10 people. At the end of the day, you just be too tired to even think. If you are doing everybody's job, 4 a.m. will come, you still be sleeping. 7 a.m. will come, you won't be awake. Because you're supposed to be the think tag for the business. Like I told Mrs. Adichie, I said, it's when I'm out of my business that I travel, that ideas flow. And when I travel, I always tell them, except you cannot do without me, don't call me. When I go on vacation, they don't call me. Some of you can't even go to Ijebu without them calling you. Ijebu lẹ́lẹ́mẹ́, kẹ́ tó dé express wọ́n ti pè é lẹ́ẹ̀mẹ́jọ. We have to learn to trust our staff. I know some of you have been beaten by maybe somebody came into your business, stole money. So because of that, you are penny pinching, you are doing. You cannot say because somebody stole money, everybody is a thief. You have to trust people until they prove themselves otherwise. I've had people steal money from my business, but that doesn't mean everybody that comes in is a thief. Or else, is it all accounts that you want to be in charge of? Even the miscellaneous, for them to buy fuel or buy NEPA or buy data, it still have to come to you. There's some people that run their businesses like that. Everything starts and stops with you because you don't trust your staff. You don't make them feel as if they're part of it. Key techniques of motivation. Connect their work to a greater mission. We all need mission statements in our businesses. Let them know what the business is about. A mission statement is explaining the purpose of your company, defining what it does, who it serves, and how it operates. It is a summary of your aims and values of your company. So if they don't know what it is that we're trying to achieve, how would they do it? So how do you actually motivate a team? Purpose. The people that are working for you, they want to know that what they're doing matters, that it's contributing, it's adding value. You connect their purpose to a bigger vision. Let them visualize what growth will be when your business gets there. You can tell her you're going to be the business manager. You have your own office with a glass view overlooking Mapo Hall. Whatever. Don't buy into your vision. Sell it to them. They won't automatically do it. You have to sell it to them. Give people room to own their work, have autonomy of the business. Let them feel that they're in charge, they're in control. If they don't do it well, help them, but don't take it over. Micromanagement kills motivation. Some people will micromanage everything. Everything. They buy fuel. Want to bring this card? Let me see. Let me see. Has it reached me? Did not reach that level. Everything. Everything. You buy the car. Let me look at the car. Let me look at it. You just kill yourself. That's why people are just collapsing and dying. Too much stress. And a lot of this stress are for warfare. When I for warfare, look, I for warfare. Don't micromanage. When you teach them, have mistake money, like Dr. Abib will say. Have mistake money. So when they mess up, you can use money to correct the mistake. But if you don't have mistake money, when they mess up, it's a lot of wahala. And then they will not grow because you're not giving them free hand to do what it is that they're capable of doing. Offer learning and growth opportunities. Ambitious people need to stretch. There's some people that you see their potential, they're willing to learn. They're always going above and beyond what is required of them. Encourage them. Let them go for trainings. Bring them to 110. Have a book for the month. Do book review, all those small, small people skill book by Dr. Abib. When you have your trainings, let them read it. Ask them what they've learned. Encourage them. Because you see, some of these people, they have very high potential, but they haven't seen anybody to help them achieve it. So when you see someone that has that potential, encourage them. Make your staff read. When they come to apply for a job in my business, I have 15 questions that I ask them before you even fill in the application form. One of them is, do you read self-development books? If the answer is no, are you willing to start? If the answer is no, you will not even fill form. There's no need. You have a prerequisite of what you need from them. When people come to apply in your job, ask them how much is their transportation. Somebody that is coming to do job that is 70,000, transportation is 5,000 naira a day. How will she first share? There's some questions you should ask to show you care. And you tell them, so sorry, this job is 100,000 I want to pay. Already the transport is 60K. Don't just hire them and tell them, but one more. Ask questions that are important to you. We open 7:30 to 6. Can you come in at 7:30? Can you leave at 6 before they will start coming to tell you that money school and go. If they have a break, 1 hour break, they can do that during their free time. But know what it is you want. Have a job. They said, look, hiring somebody is like a marriage. Abi, when you want to get married, you write the list of what you want in a spouse. You have your list, then you go looking around. When you now see someone, you look at your list. Does this person have all these things? And there's some non-negotiables. There's some negotiables. Non-negotiables are things that, if you don't have it, forget it. Negotiables is like, we can bend, we can manage, we can train, we can teach. But some women especially, my sister is smiling. Non-negotiables, we think that we can train them. He's not a nice person. I'll train him to be nice. He's not generous. I'll teach him how to be generous. There's some things that you shouldn't compromise on when you're hiring a staff. Recognition, celebrate wins. Don't wait for big milestones. Let us celebrate things. Their birthday, celebrate. You something small, celebrate. Always have a celebration mood in your business. Always celebrate things. Don't wait till you get to where you are going. They said success is a journey. Enjoy the scenery while you are going. It's a journey, it's not a destination. So while we're trying to achieve what it is that we're every small thing, let us celebrate. Let us celebrate our anniversary. Celebrate their birthday. Do best salesperson. Give cash gift for this. You know? Incentive. Use both financial and non-financial reward. Financial is bonuses, equity. I think Microsoft gives their staff some shares in their business, maybe after a period of time. So you have an ownership of the business. And of course, bonuses, best salesperson, 13th month, um, commission, profit sharing, non-financial reward, praise, experiences. Sometimes someone will tell you something, they'll just praise you, and you'll be remembering it all day long, and it just keeps a smile on your face. Has that ever happened to you? That happens to me. Oh. Somebody will just say something, and I'm like, it just makes you feel good all day long. We're all human beings, our staff, and we say something nice to them. Even if it's there, your hair looks so nice, looks so beautiful. You see her walking differently because you told her, yes, let us look for the good in everyone and say it. Do you know that there was a book I read that said when you withhold compliments, it's a form of jealousy? Yes, yes. When you withhold compliments, it's a form of jealousy. So if somebody looks nice and you don't say it, you're just thinking it. I said, you are jealous. So let us be expressive. You see, love is not vocal, it's expressive. It's not in what we say, it's in what we do. Yeah, I always tell people, you don't have to tell me you love me, you love me. Let me see it in the way you behave. Mo fair go by, I love you. Yeah, I need. Because I love you, and we don't see it in your wow. It's not love. It's not love. I was telling my people, you can't love without giving. Abi? Possible. You can give without loving, but you can't love without giving. It is expressive. So let us express love to our staff. Make motivation part of your company culture. Like I said, motivate them. My staff, they have affirmation. They have daily affirmation when they come into the business. They hold their hands and they declare for the day. They have a business affirmation. We're grateful for this day. We have everything we need. We're guided by intuition. We see God in everyone. Every morning, not once in a while. We have a daily declaration calendar. I gave all of them. About today, by now, we'll do it together. You do it at home too with your children. All those things are really very important. Motivation in billionaire building techniques. Motivation in the billionaire building context. Align personal ambition with company growth. You can ask your staff, in 10 years, what do you want to do? She wants to own a business and do marketing. Put her in marketing. Let her train on the job so she can transfer it to when she has her own business. Because they will leave you eventually. I mean, you don't know that. But when they are learning on the job, they're getting experience to be able to do their own business as well. When I was in Lagos Business School, there was one man that asked the question. He said, me, I don't like training my staff. After you train them, they will go. And the guy said, if you don't train them, they stay in cop. You don't train them, they stay. They give you perpetual headache, you go back. So you choose one now, but you have it at the back of your mind. You are training this person for a better Nigeria. So if you train this person, eventually when the person leaves and they start their own business, you've helped Nigeria to be better. But you not say you will not train them. You know, a lot of us think like that. I will send them to training school now. If you know that it's going to cost you a lot of money, maybe for a seminar or a conference or something, let them sign agreements. That after this seminar, this training for 2, 3 years, they're still going to be here. And if they are not here, they'll pay you your money back. Get a lawyer involved. If it's going to cost a lot of money, because a lot of people do that. I had a friend that's into house carpentry, and he said he took them to China for a conference. After they came back, 3 of them resigned. So people do that, because they will go and they'll feel like, well, it's for around me. So if you know it's going to cost you a lot of money, let them sign agreements. This training is going to cost me 3 million naira for you to get trained. That means like after this training, you work for at least 2 or 3 years before you go. Because we have to safeguard ourselves too. Or give them something they're looking forward to. With Mrs. Adetutu, I have an employer savings scheme. They save, I double their savings every year for the next 5 years. So they have something they're looking forward to eventually when they want to leave. Or when you want to love their business. So we can't just hold them on and there's nothing, they're not looking forward to anything. We're not helping them plan their life. We want them to help us grow our businesses. Equity and performance-based compensation, I think we mentioned that already. Leadership development pipelines. Now let's bring it back to our core mission, building billionaires. That is what we're here to do. To do that, we need motivated teams that can help us achieve what it is that we want. Aligning personal ambition with company growth, offering equity or performance incentives so people think like the owners. Developing leaders inside your business, build entrepreneurs. Intra, our, intra, our leaders in your business. Don't let them just be employees. Your team should see their success as tied to your company's success. I said it before, if we make more money and it translates to more money in their own pockets, they will look for ways for us to make more money. If we make more money and it does not affect their kinikon, one mama will win. Because the day you made 100 million is the same salary. The day you made 500 million is the same salary. So why would I bother? Báwo ló ṣe kàn mí? You understand? And they see all these things because they are the ends of affairs. They know how much money the business makes. So you must translate to something for them too. Scaling teams and motivation. I think we need to round up quickly. Systems create superstars. Systems are more important than superstars. Don't hire genius that will come and disrupt your system. Hire people that you can teach your culture and your value. Because when people say, "How ti mọ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán, kò tiẹ̀ need kí n ṣe nǹkan kan." But you know, those ideas that he has that is not in alignment with your values will disrupt the system. So having a structure on ground on which to build on is very important. You create the structure first. Nobody's going to do it for you. It is you that knows what you want out of your business. It is you that knows what needs to go in there for it to make it work properly. So the Kinecon is on you to create a system that you are going to make sure all your staffs imbibe. Make your culture scalable. Document values, ritual, you know, all these things that we're doing. We're not just going to be telling them. We have to write it down. So every new person that comes into the business has a manual. So when you are discussing something and they said, I don't know what it is that we're supposed to do concerning day off, you say, oh yeah, go to page 57. I don't know what it is that I'm supposed to do when I'm sick, go to page 32. Everything is there. The clothes they should wear, the way they should talk, the way they should pick up the phone, the way the environment should look, what they need to do when they need time off, everything possible. And like Mrs. Adetuju rightfully said, you know, as we are growing, we kind of imbibe some new values. We change some old ones. If it's not working or it's outdated, we change it. And then we develop our staff manual, our company policy, the things that we were doing before that used to work, that doesn't work anymore. We should remove it. The ones that are still working, we should keep it. But it should be documented so everybody has, as I'm speaking to myself. So everybody has a comprehensive manual knowing what it is that they're supposed to do. Keep the vision visible, the mission visible. You know, we're supposed to have our mission statement in our businesses. So it's a constant reminder. Bless you. A constant reminder because you see, we forget things. And sometimes we get so complacent. We're used to doing things in a certain way. We need to be constantly reminded. We have a customer signpost in my business. And every Monday when we're having meetings, every Thursday when we're having training, I tell somebody to say it. Oh yeah, tell us our customer signpost. So we are constantly reminding ourselves what is expected of us. It is not enough for us to say it. It's better we document it. Motivation must evolve as we scale. What worked for 5 people will not work for 50, will not work for 500. Like I was saying initially, I'm doing one-on-one with my staff because they're all plenty. How many one-on-ones do you want to do with 500 staff or 1,000 staff? So as the business is growing, we evolve. Common pitfalls to avoid: hiring quickly and firing slowly. A lot of us are guilty of this. You need a staff, you need a position to be quickly filled. You just hire somebody. You don't do your due diligence. You don't ask all the necessary questions. You don't hire for attitude because you just want someone. And then you know that this person is not working. You do zero-based thinking after the person has worked for 6 months. Zero-based thinking means if I had known all these things that I know about this person now, if I had known all these things before I hired the person, would I hire the person? If the answer is no, fire the person. But we'll be afraid. We'll be like, let me manage. Until they ruin your business. So take your time to hire. Read that book that we're doing the review. There's a chapter on it on hiring. Hire slowly, fire quickly. Don't hire quickly and fire slowly. Do the opposite. Dr. Habib said in that book that if you want to hire someone, you do interview for them at least 4 times. Different scenarios. Get other people to join you. Always make sure a woman is there because a woman can tell if somebody's lying. Women have this intuition and this feeling that this person will not work. You know? If we do all those things that we're supposed to do, we won't be hiring wrong people. And one thing I always tell my staff, when I hire them, I don't borrow people money. Don't come and tell me tales of woe. I will advise you be saving a percentage, pay yourself first. If you come in and you start telling me, can you cook in the roof, landlord, it's none of my business. Because if you don't let people know, they will keep asking you for money. They will not live within their means. They will never grow. So everybody I hire, I always say, number one, so don't ask, because I won't give you. Don't even ask in lieu of your salary, because I'm teaching you to live above your means. And of course, we have milk of humankind. If something happens, it's an emergency, you see it, they tell you, you can give. But tell them, I don't borrow, I'm not a bank. You want to borrow money, go to Hansbrew. You pay back with interest. There's some things we shouldn't allow. Because we won't be helping them. If you do things like that, you won't be helping them. Micromanagement kills motivation. We talked about that. No clear feedback mechanism. We have to do feedback. Feedback is the food of champion. Ask for their opinion. We did this. What do you think about it? What should we do? Ask for feedback from your customers. Because you won't know if you are serving them well. I always give feedback, even if you don't ask me, I'll give you. It was something I bought. I usually buy it very nice. And then I bought it and it was bland. And it didn't taste nice. I told the person, I said, this thing is bland. You don't have measurement. With food, you have to have measurement. For the taste to be consistent, you have to have measurement. Don't just put things together. Corn and guinea corn. Don't do that. And I told her. And then she asked me, should I bring another one? I said, I've told you, this one is still here. I like it. I was buying it. But one taste of something that is not nice can put you off. This one is still here. I've not eaten it. I won't even eat it. Maybe I should add salt or pepper. I said, that is not my job. If I know how to make it, I won't be buying it from you. So I need to now be telling me to go and be adding salt and pepper to something. It is you that needs to get your formula right. So the customers keep coming. Some of us, the reason why our business is doing what it's doing right now, that is not going as simply, is because you're not asking for feedback. 7% of customers are good customers. Good customers means people that are not happy with your business and they will not say anything. They'll just go. 92 of those ones will not come back. So anybody that comes into your business and complains, they are the ones helping your business. But some of us go, what till they complain, what till they complain, you want me, you don't know 97 of them are not complaining, they're just not coming back. So we need to ask for feedback. Get people's database. They did business with you, call them. This thing that you bought from me, how is it? Oh, and don't be filled with excuses. I said, it was not pepper. It might be, that pepper I used must be. No, I'm so sorry about that. I will make it up. Some people will send you new one. When somebody does that, you'll be happy. You want to patronize them. But when I spend my money on something, I told you it's not nice. You are telling me, Emma Binu, what does Emma Binu have to do with anything? I didn't get value for my money, so I will not come back. So that feedback is so key. Wrong incentive. Some of us will reward the bad behavior and you expect everybody to behave good. The person that came late, came 2 hours late, she's getting the same salary with this one. At the end of the day, both of them still get the same salary. Abi, this one comes late all the time. Oh. 2 hours, sometimes 4 hours, sometimes my mommy is sick, sometimes I have to take. At the end of the month, same salary. After a while, this one too will be coming late now. Because you are rewarding bad behavior. So why would I come 7:30 to 6? When the person that comes 9:30 to 4 or 5 is getting the same salary as me. So we need to be conscious of these things in our businesses. If we learn from all these things and address them early, our businesses will thrive and our teams will thrive. I have a case study. We all know Canva, the graphic. Has anybody here ever used Canva before? Okay.